Welcome back. I am Paul Domain on this Monday, August 17th with this roundup of news from Indian Country on the Native News Update. These stories and others can also be found at our websites, IndianCountryNews.com and IndianCountryTV.com. Here are the news stories for this day from Off the Wires and other Native news sources. South Dakota officials are looking for an inmate who escaped from a minimum security prison in Rapid City, South Dakota. The Department of Corrections says 20-year-old Matthew Long Fox wasn't present at a head count this last Saturday. Long Fox was about 1 year into a 5-year sentence for distributing marijuana. Correction official says Long Fox is 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighs about 220 pounds. He is an American Indian and has long black hair and brown eyes. The H.O.P.I Organizational Political Initiative, H.O.P.I, has submitted documents asking that U.S. Interior Secretary Ken Salazar of the Department of Interior take action on behalf of the H.O.P.I Tiwa people who are allegedly being governed by an illegally constituted tribal council without benefit of an executive or judicial branch. The H.O.P.I Constitution mandates that the H.O.P.I Tribal Council shall consist of a chairman, vice chairman, and representatives from various villages. Therefore, without the chairman and vice chairman, there can be no constitutionally authorized council to conduct business, according to the group. On December 31st, 2008, both the H.O.P.I chair and vice chairman resigned, and no election has yet been held to replace them as mandated by the H.O.P.I Constitution. In a letter sent on August 12th, the group petitioned Secretary Salazar to conduct a thorough investigation into the H.O.P.I Tribal Council's actions over the past 9 months and to seize all government-to-government relationships with the interim government, and to suspend work on the appeal of the Office of Surface Mining's approval of Peabody's Life of Mine coal permit for the Black Mesa and Kayenta mines on Black Mesa. H.O.P.I questions the resolution enacted by the Tribal Council that set up an interim tribal government. Health officials on the Fort Belknap Reservation are stressing prevention after 8 residents were diagnosed with swine flu. Officials have no idea how widespread the infection is now because after the 8 cases were confirmed, laboratory testing by Indian Health Service, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and the state of Montana is no longer being done. Ava Spencer, spokeswoman for the Tribal Health Department, says 15 people are being treated and 1 person has been hospitalized, but they have no way to know how many others might be treating symptoms at home. Spencer says the outbreak began about 3 weeks ago. Montana has 1 reported death from swine flu, which occurred on the Fort Peck Reservation. State health officials said that that person had underlying health issues. A supporter of the University of North Dakota's Fighting Sioux nickname on the Standing Rock Sioux Reservation says the Tribal Council has voted down a request to hold a referendum vote on support for the nickname. Nickname proponent Archie Foolbear says the vote was 6-7 with 2 missing and 1 abstaining. He says he doesn't think the vote was decisive. Some believe UND's nickname and the Indian Head logo are offensive. The school plans to retire them on August 1st, 2010 unless the Standing Rock and Spirit Lake Sioux both agree by October 1st of this year to give UND permission to use them for at least 30 years. Foolbear says he and others will gather more signatures to petition the council for a referendum vote. The Standing Rock Tribal Council has not only opposed the nickname, it also voted to ban a referendum on the issue last year. Assistant Secretary of Interior Affairs Larry Echohawk announced today that the Matchabenashi-Wish Band of Potawatomi Indians of Michigan and their reservation proclamation has been signed. Approximately 147 acres, more or less, will serve as the tribe's initial reservation under the authority of the Indian Reorganization Act of June 18, 1934. The land is located in Wayland Township, Allegheny County, Michigan. A proclamation is a formal declaration issued by the Secretary proclaiming that certain trust lands acquired for an Indian tribe are a new reservation or being added to an existing one. The parcel was acquired in trust under the authority of the Indian Reorganization Act. The Gun Lake tribe filed their initial land acquisition application with the Bureau of Indian Affairs in August of 2001, requesting the Secretary of Interior to take this land into trust and to proclaim it the land to be the tribe's reservation. That tribe is one of several tribes in Michigan who have recently reestablished a land base after many, many years of not having a trust land base. U.S. Housing and Urban Development Secretary Sean Donovan announced more federal stimulus funds for tribal and Native organizations recently in Alaska. Donovan announced that HUD is awarding 61 grants totaling $132 million to Native American and Native Alaskan communities across the country to improve housing and stimulate community development. The figure includes more than $32 million in stimulus funds to tribal and Native organizations in Alaska, Oregon, and Washington State. Robin Roberts, a member of the Meskwaki Nation, is continuing his quest to identify as many Native code talkers for the U.S. military as possible. Roberts began his effort after discovering that members of his own tribe had also contributed to the secret code talking effort that most people associate with the Navajo Nation and its code talkers there. Roberts says he has identified members of several tribes across the country and has confirmed them with military officials as having been code talkers, including several members of tribes that have already passed on. If you have information about a friend or relative that worked as a Native code talker during World War I or II or any other time during their service or conflict, Mr. Roberts would appreciate hearing from you. His telephone number is 641-484-6613. Let's do that again, 641-484-6613. Give him a call and update him. He's trying to get that list together so they can be honored properly. Hopefully we'll be getting the news on the recent arrest of Mohawk activist Danny Beaton up at dump site 41 in Simcoe County, Ontario, Canada. Some people today have sent photos of him being handcuffed and put into a police vehicle there, but we have not obtained the full story. The Ontario Provincial Police have been making various arrests up there in the past week or demanding that protesters turn themselves in for arrest, mainly those who have been associated with blockading the entranceway into that dump site called the Dump Site 41. You can go to Dump Site 41 and probably get more information out of that by Googling that, going to Facebook and Twitter and some other accounts that contain information on that. We'll bring you an update on that as soon as we can find it, and that is the latest edition of the Native News Update. We want to certainly thank our underwriters for helping us with this broadcast and you for joining us right here again. We hope you're having a great day.